I reckon most players have got their own story, and Sammy's is different again. So it's terrific for the football club, but I think it's so important that he sees a pathway here at Carlton, and his efforts to get back to play senior football have been outstanding. So all along, we'd like to think that our players become, if they're not already role models, become role models. And Sammy people can take a lead from the way he's approached his illness. And I know that there's not necessarily all great outcomes from that, but his positivity around the place has been fantastic. So it's great news for Carlton, great news for him and his family. Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah. I don't think anyone really wants to leave here. It's a very good organisation. I think that we've tried to make the place comfortable for people to want to be at. It's an environment where players can prosper, and I'm not talking financially. I'm talking about development. Now, we're not on top of the ladder. We're not on the bottom of the ladder. We're making our way, and players can see that. So I'll be disappointed if anyone who is contemplating, re-signing the club doesn't sort of take in the positives, the atmosphere around the place that we've created. So, I'd be very surprised that those boys aren't signed up soon, and certainly those that aren't would be looking to sign. Yeah, that happens in football. We are very quick, and I'll say this is not intended to anyone or any particular, but we're very, very quick to test loyalty. I've been in the game long enough to know that loyalty is a two-way thing, and I've been a deliverer of bad news. There's no question. It would suit the club for a certain player to be traded. It's how you sell it. Is there loyalty in that? You'd like to think there's loyalty for doing such a thing for the football club, but there's also loyalty in suggesting that a player's opportunities lie elsewhere to develop him. So, but having said that, we are very quick when it's convenient to say the player lacks loyalty. But if we take a step back, sometimes clubs in this professional environment look at what's best for the club, and therefore loyalty is tested both ways. Now, there's no right way, wrong way, and this is certainly not a clip at any football organisation. I've been in enough of them to know. I mean, I got pushed out at St Kilda as a player, and it's what you make of it then. Do you make it a positive or do you make it a negative? As long as you know the reason, and as long as you have another opportunity. So, yeah, I just think that it's a balancing act in professional sport to get it right. Yeah, you take them on their best. I said last week about St Kilda, they're not a 3 and whatever, is it 10 or something, 12 or something. They're not a 3 and 12 side. And North Melbourne, I've got a high regard for them outside of the way they're run, which I think has been very, very good. Outside of their coach, who I enjoy his company, he's a terrific young man. My encounters against North Melbourne from 1972 forward have always been physical, hard fought, great respect encounters. That will not change on the basis of 1 week, 2 weeks, half a year, whatever the case may be. We know that we're in for a very solid test. Yeah, we have to reassess our side, for sure. Well, we're just finishing off from that one. I mean, read the play. We have to address what they're going to throw at us. We're not a side that can just go out and say, "There's our best 22. You play against them." We have to look at the opposition and say, "That's their best 22. How do we play against them?" So every week's a different week. Every lineup would be a different lineup. I know they've got their defensive players. We've got our defensive players. I don't get caught up in who's defensive. It's not. Everyone's got a right to defend and a right to attack. And that goes for our blokes. I won't stand for them being one way or the other way. They've got to have a mindset that they're going to work both ways. I can't remember. Has he been beaten badly this year? Nor can I. I don't know what people are carrying on about. I've got no interest in it. Matthew Cruiser is Whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, he's a fierce competitor. It's got nothing to do whether you're a good guy or a bad guy. As long as you're a great competitor, he is an enormous competitor who's got great pride in his performance, very team orientated, loves Carlton, and we love him. I mean, I thought I put this to bed last week. I don't care whether he gets tagged good, bad guy, a bad guy or whatever. He is our ruckman, and he'll stay here, while I'm here anyway, as the principal ruckman of the organisation. I don't get it. What didn't I make sense last week? Yeah, he's fit and ready to go.
Is that a problem that you think will need to be addressed at the end of the year, as soon as the shoulder continually...
No, this is not a shoulder. No, not the joint, no. Yeah, we're hopeful he'll play. Yeah. And it's a shorter break? I can't remember. When did we play last? Yeah, it's a shorter break, 6-day break. So we've just got to be careful about that and sum it up and see how players pull up tomorrow. 6-day breaks are always notoriously hard to get a gauge on because you clearly the obvious is 1 day short. Then you've got to reorganise your training, how you manipulate your training, and when you do your testing. And then on top of that, the side goes in tonight for a tomorrow game, which is probably more realistic than going into night for a Saturday game. So when that side goes in, we're going to be reasonably confident that the 22 we pick will play. But then again, we have 3 emergencies for those variances that take place between this training session tomorrow morning.
What exactly was the injury? Was it a corked buttock or...?
That's close enough. Close enough. You know what that's close to? What are you smiling about? It's the top of his hamstring.
Yes.
See, it's your mind working differently than someone else's. different circumstances, different clubs. I'm not a schoolboy either, but I got fined for speeding the other day. I wish they had have come out and just slapped my knuckles. Would have saved my pocket. I shouldn't be saying that, but I did go get fined. 5 over in a what I believe was 50. Then they said, better have another look. They just changed it the week before. So I was actually 5 under, I thought. So there, I'm just trying to protect myself here. But anyway, no, each their own. And I would be very surprised that Chris, I know Chris reasonably well, but not as well as Brad perhaps, but that wouldn't be a direct comment about Carlton. We do our things the way we do things, and they do things the way they do things. But Jared certainly will be thinking twice about those trivial things that get him into trouble because he hurt the playing group.